Hey guys! Welcome back to my city, Dukes of Honey. I'm Liliana the Magnificent, and this video is going to be a rather quick one. I actually got a request to show how to do some negotiations. So you can use negotiations in a couple of different areas. One of them is down here in Guild Expedition. You can also use negotiations in the new feature Guild Battlegrounds. There are options within daily quests. I don't know if I have any right now, no. But sometimes you'll get an option to do negotiations in daily challenges, and you'll also see negotiations come into play when you have events that start. So first things first, when you use Guild Expedition, there is a option within your friend's tavern to let you have an extra turn, which I highly recommend. It's really hard to do within 3. I found this out, especially within Guild Battlegrounds. This boost does not work in Guild Battlegrounds. It only works in Guild Expedition, but it makes all of the difference. So what you'll do is you'll pop into your tavern shop, scroll down, it's right here in this first resources boost. Ooh, that was a little fast. You're going to see this feature called Extra Turn. And as you can see, it says grants you 1 extra turn in Guild Expedition. So this one, I normally always just go after this one. I can normally get all of my negotiations done within a 15-minute time span. So we're going to activate this bad guy. Once you go into Guild Expedition, just so you know, normally, right now I'm in level 2, but if I was in level 1 of Guild Expedition, I can normally negotiate 1 through 8. There's 16 encounters, but I can do 1 through 8, which gets you to about right here, without needing that extra turn. Normally, it's a lot of coins and production supplies. Sometimes they bring in some of the goods a little bit later, and normally that feature comes in either in the 3rd or the 4th and then continues down. But I'm pretty lucky like that. But once you hit after that 8th turn, normally I start to initiate that extra turn. So I'm going to show how we do this in Guild Expedition. So within every encounter, you can choose either attack or negotiate. We're going to go under attack. So these are the first kind of tricks that I do. You want to eliminate as many options as possible. So we're going to go and do each one that you can. So I've done 1 of each kind. We're going to pay and negotiate. And as you can see, I just went from 4 to 3. So I see that this is a good option, the rest aren't. So what I'm going to do is I still have 5 slots. It gets a little bit trickier when you have more than the 5, but I'm going to add that one in. And then I'm going to add in 4 that I don't have. Now, let's say I had 10 goods to go through. What I'll do is I'll do on my first turn, the first 5. And then on the second turn, I'll do my next 5. But since I only have 9, I am going to bring this one down. I'm going to pay and negotiate, and we're going to see where we're at. So obviously this one is good. But that doesn't mean that this good still can't be used for somebody else. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this one in here. And now that there's a new feature, they kind of eliminate some of the ones that don't go with it or go with people anymore. That's a new feature that's been added. So what I did is I just kind of shifted around, made sure to bring this one in to see if it goes anywhere. We're going to pay and negotiate and see where we're at. Okay, so I know I still have this purple. So the purple, since there's only 2 slots left, it's definitely going to be this one. And as you can see, it's the only option. There's 2 that have been here, and so right now that's my only option as well. So I'll pay and negotiate there. And yay, I won, success. What I'm going to do one more because I have one more attempt. I'll show 1 more in here. Ooh, hey, that's nice. And then I will do the Guild Battlegrounds because that one's a little bit more rough. But we're going to check our city, make sure, I don't have any relics shining at me. So let's move on to level 3. Okay, let's try one more time. So once again, you can pay or negotiate. We're going to do, so as you can tell, since we're earlier on in the level, there's less options to have to negotiate through. So peeking, seeing what's left, We're going to try this one here. We'll try this one. We'll bring in this guy. And then I will bring in one more of these just because you want to keep seeing how many you can get to eliminate as many as you can. So, okay. So now we know there's 3. We know for a fact this one is going to be this bottle. This one is definitely going to be supplies. And so this is a risk you can take. This one could either be supplies or it could be this tin plate. My hint is once you get to level 3 and level 4, most of the time it's going to take a good over a supplies in the time that I've done it. So if I were to use the supplies, it's probably not, but I'm going to guess that it is going to be this tin plate. Ooh, and so that time it wasn't, and that's okay. Then we still have our 4th turn, so we're safe to say that one's definitely supplies. But I can definitely say once you start to get near the end or in level 4, most of the time it's going to take a good over a coin or a supply. Okay, so let's show Guild Battleground. So as you saw in those, I had 4 turns. In Guild Battlegrounds, that boost does not work. So we'll do some here. I'm already at attrition 29, not too bad. We actually put I put a, whatever you call this, watchtower this morning to try to help with that attrition a bit. Anyway, okay, here we go. So what we're going to do, the buildings you can look at, this is attack and negotiation, same kind of thing like in Guild Expedition, except for you're not going to have that extra turn. As you can see at the bottom, we only have 3, and I've got 6 to work through. And these goods are expensive, so we'll see how successful we can be. This is a little bit trickier. Okay, so once it starts eliminating and you already get green, that's actually one of my least favorite from the get-go because I don't have as many spots to figure out what doesn't belong. So I do have 3 slots, but you'll see I only have 1 extra turn after this. So this is kind of tricky. We know this one's going to be there. We know for a fact this one's going to be here. We don't know about this one. So this is something that I've been kind of playing with. Don't take my word for sure. But within Guild Battlegrounds, something that I've noticed is look for patterns. You can kind of make a guess that you might get it right if you look for a pattern. So I'm going to peek and I see that there's a brown crate. I've got coins. This one's going to be a crate and this one's going to be a coin. I'm going to say that this one is going to be a crate because it would make me a pattern. Fingers crossed, guys. Yes. So look for patterns. That's something I see more in Guild Expedition than I do, in Guild Battlegrounds than I do in Guild Expeditions. I don't see this happening as often in Guild Expedition, but you have that extra turn helping you there, so it's better. Let's try one more just to see, because this is nice for you guys to be able to kind of see how these negotiations work. Okay, so we'll pop you here. This one will go there. We'll try this one here. And so here we see this kind of gear. And so I would guess maybe this might end up being a gear. So let's try a tin plate here and we'll see what happens. Okay, so now we can see we have 3 tin plates. We know for a fact then this one has to be a tin plate, and it agrees with me. This one has to be a gear. So see, there's this pattern again, gear, gear. So this one I'm gonna try. Let's try this one here. And it could be gear, gear, gear. I've seen that where there's 3, but we'll try it. We're gonna make a pattern. We're gonna see if it works. No. Okay, so this shows you. This happens both in Guild Expedition and in Guild Battlegrounds. If you reach the end, you do have the option of paying diamonds. So you could pay diamonds for an extra turn. In Guild Expedition, I've gotten to be pretty, what would you say? Stingy on using diamonds. I don't often do them because I can just retry again. I also don't do it in Guild Expedition. Guild Battlegrounds. Just because otherwise I lose a lot. but my goods are taking a hammer for it, but I don't want to put in a lot of diamonds and have to buy more because I like to use them for expansions and things like that. And insta-building buildings in Guild Expedition, I like that better too. So I leave this be, and I just take the loss. So it's going to say, are you really sure you want to do that? And I'm going to say, I give up. Let's try one more, and if not, then we're done for this. It's rough when you're losing 6. So I've noticed that in Guild Expedition level 4, I think it's about 3 to 4 goods per turn, depending, except for on the big main, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 big ones. Those ones are a bit more, but Guild Expedition is cheaper than Guild Battlegrounds, but you see more leveling for yourself and also for the guild via Guild Battlegrounds. Okay, so let's try this. So we know we're going to have those 3. So as you can tell, I did a double just to see. For kicks and giggles, maybe it would do it for me, but it didn't. So we're going to look for a pattern. So I'm looking up there. I see a gear, I see a black, and then I see a supply. So we're going to try a supplies here to see if that pattern will go. And, or do I want to do this one? Oh, that's tough. Nope. So looking at it, I have to have this template. I have not won a template yet. So let's try a template here and see what happens. Oh, yes. Okay, so once again, you saw that pattern, and then make sure to always go back and look at your yellows. Has there been a good that you have not used? That'll get you a win. So success. I'm going to pause there though, because I get nervous losing a lot of goods now. My progressive error is kind of hammering. But anyway, I hope that was helpful. Negotiating is really nice. It's sometimes a little bit easier if your army isn't built up all the way, and your attack boost maybe isn't as high. So, yay! Hope that was helpful. Bye, guys!